everybody, and welcome to another Blu-ray update, which I do bi-monthly. Actually, does bi-monthly mean every 2 months or twice a month? I can never remember. I think it's every 2 months. Well, anyway, yeah, that. And yeah, I've got a hell of a lot of movies to get through right now, particularly because I finally bought a 3D TV. This is something I've been banging on about ever since day one of when I first did my Blu-ray collection tour. I love 3D. I really do. It's one of these things. I know not a lot of people dig it. I really do. I'm a huge fan of it. Always wanted a 3D TV. Just couldn't justify buying one. But let's go for a quick look downstairs at my new TV before we get stuck into this. Okay, so ta-da! Through the magic of editing, we are now in my living room. Amazing, I know. And so here it is. My new 55-inch LG Smart TV, which I know a few people are probably saying, well, yeah, duh, we've had like smart TVs for so many years now. What's with you? But yeah, my last TV was a 50-inch plasma TV that I got in 2009. And yeah, that was what I've been running ever since. So, with all the advancements in TV technology and stuff, I never really felt justified in getting a new TV because, I had a working TV. So yeah, it was one of those cases I thought, I'll just wait till my TV dies. And it finally did recently. So, I jumped on Facebook Marketplace, found a really nice TV, 3D that, I've been wanting for so long. And I'm really, really happy with it. But the best part is that this particular TV, it doesn't use electronic glasses. It just has like your normal kind of glasses that you have at the cinema. The 3D is actually really good. And yeah, like I said, it's internet capable. It's got like all sorts of apps and cool stuff. And yeah, the picture quality is just amazing. Being that I've gone from a plasma TV to an LED, LCD TV. So I am super, super happy with it. Finally have a 3D TV because I've got a lot of 3D movies that I've been collecting over the years. And life does not get much better. Let's go back upstairs. Alrighty, so there you go. That's what I bought. I have never been happier. Finally get to watch all these movies I've been collecting. I'm currently now, I think I've got close to 60 3D movies to watch, so that should keep me going for quite some time. But in the meantime, here's everything I've been buying over the last couple of months, or indeed having stuff sent to me, which I'll get to in a minute. Now, these are in no particular order. I'm going to save the 3D stuff till last because it's 3D and I love 3D. So let's kick it off with a French horror film called Martyrs. Now, a while back when I did a Blu-ray DVD update, I had mentioned that a friend of mine named Sean had given me a copy of this film, and I sat down to watch it one night. It actually took me like a couple of months before I finally got around to watching it. Sat down to watch it, and halfway through the movie, it was freezing and skipping and stuff, and it turns out the disc was kind of scuffed, and I was gutted because from what I'd seen, it was so good and I couldn't wait to find out what happened. Anyway, I ordered the Blu-ray because obviously it's Blu-ray, it's better. So yeah, one of these days when I've got time, I'm going to actually find out what happened in the second half of this movie. Moving right along, we got Pacific Rim Uprising. Now, say what you want, I know that I'm in the minority of people who actually dug this film, but I really enjoyed it. I actually enjoyed it more than the first one. I thought it was a bit more fun, it was a bit more lighthearted. John Boyega was awesome. The girl, Kaylee Spaney, I think her name was. The chemistry between them was great, and this time around we had robots versus robots. So what's not to love about this film? Actually, don't answer that question because I know a lot of people have several answers to that. So just leave me alone. Next up, we've got I, Tanya, which was a movie that I really dug, but it was one of those ones that I didn't want to buy it immediately. It was one of those ones reserved for, when it's cheaper. So, there was a buy 2 movies, get 1 free thing at JB Hi-Fi, and I had picked 2 and I was looking for a third one, and this jumped out at me and I was like, now's the time to get it. So, I got it. The next one we've got was another one I got as part of a buy two, get one free deal. And funnily enough, this one I ended up getting because I accidentally bought a movie that I already had twice. I went to get Mad Max Fury Road on 3D because I thought that would look really good on 3D. Came home to find that I already had it on 3D. I was like, you idiot. So I took that back. And I picked another movie, which I'll get to eventually, but it was one that I'd actually just bought online. And I was like, oh man, I am such a knucklehead. So eventually I went back and I was like, okay guys, this time around I'm going to pick a movie that I definitely don't have on Blu-ray. And I got Star Trek II, The Wrath of Khan, the director's cut. I'm not a big Star Trek fan, but this movie is brilliant. I absolutely love this flick. And I do have it on DVD, but I thought, yeah, this is definitely one worth upgrading to Blu-ray. And I haven't seen the director's cut, I don't think. So, yeah, very happy to own that one. Next we got A Quiet Place, which was definitely one that I thought was worth buying day one as soon as it came out. Yeah, such an amazing film. Really looking forward to seeing it again. And at least it's not a movie that will bug the neighbors if I play it loud. Well, at least not the first act anyway. Next we've got, I got Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Men Tell No Tales. Pretty sure this was also a free movie, you know, buy two, get one free, because, yeah, I didn't love it, but I got all the other Pirates movies, so, you know, I had to get this one. And, yeah, this was another one that I thought, you know, one day when it's cheap or free, I'll get it. So, I got it. Next up, we've got Kingsman: The Golden Circle. The first Kingsman, I loved that movie so much. To me, that was a 10 out of 10. This one, I didn't like it as much, but it was a pretty good sequel. And I was talking about it to a friend one day, and I was like, yeah, I really want to see that movie again. So I got it. Next up is The Equalizer, which, yeah, I had never seen it before. And then when I got invited to a preview screening of the second one, I thought I should probably catch up on the first one. So I watched it on Netflix and absolutely loved it. I thought it was such a great film, really surprisingly good. And yeah, I thought to myself, that's one that I would add to my collection. And it was like $9 or something. So how could I say no? Okay, next up is one that it's an older movie, but it was only released on Blu-ray recently. And this is one of my biggest guilty pleasure films because it's not a good movie, but there are just so many things I love about this film, and that is Tales from the Crypt, Bordello of Blood. I've seen this movie dozens of times. I don't know. It's just one of those junk food movies that I never get sick of. Dennis Miller in this is just such a hero of mine, just that sarcastic wit. I love the guy in this, and yeah, I don't know. It's like I said, just one of those movies. I know it's not good, but I like it. Next up is Game Night, which, yeah, was another one I picked up on day one. Not that I've actually opened it yet, but I really liked this film. I thought it was hilariously funny, really cool story and everything. And yeah, one day I might even open it and watch it again. Next up, what do we got here? 3 for $40. Okay. I got Popstar. What is it? Never Stop, Never Stopping. Look, I am a massive fan of The Lonely Island, and yeah, pretty much everything they do I'm on board with. And yeah, I have seen this film on Netflix. I thought it was pretty good. It wasn't quite Hot Rod level of good for me, but yeah, it was still definitely worth adding to the collection. And I also got The Devil's Rejects, which was part of the 3 for $40 deal. Yeah, I do own this on DVD, but it's a Region 1 disc, and therefore I have to play it on something else, and that's kind of annoying. Besides, anyway, upgrade to Blu-ray. So yeah, Devil's Rejects, sequel to House of a Thousand Corpses by Rob Zombie, and this is an extraordinarily good film. I didn't actually like House of a Thousand Corpses, but this, on the other hand, is amazing. So yeah, I was very happy to get that. What do we got next? We have got The Devil's Backbone, which was a film by Guillermo del Toro. And I wanted to watch this because, yeah, I've been wanting to see this for years. I mean, I loved Pan's Labyrinth and The Orphanage, which he produced, which this seemed like it was in a similar kind of vein. I liked it. I didn't love it. I know this is like quite a critically acclaimed film, but Yeah, I didn't like it as much as I like those other films, or pretty much anything else that Del Toro has done. Yeah, it was good. I just didn't think it was great. Oh, okay. Now we've got a trilogy of films that were sent to me by my good friend Fraser Jubb, who you're probably sick of me mentioning his name by now, but yeah, look, the guy's awesome. He's a fellow YouTuber. If you're new to my channel, and yeah, we've become really good friends over YouTube, and we send each other presents on occasion. So some of the things that he sent me now, this first one is a film that is in my top 10 most favorite movies of all time. I love it so much. But I was sitting there one night thinking to myself, why do I not own this movie on Blu-ray? I mean, I have it on DVD, and I went looking online for it, but yeah, suddenly I was reminded that it's never been released on Blu-ray in Australia. And yeah, so my good friend Fraser sent me From Dusk Till Dawn on Blu-ray. Yeah, which is definitely a movie that I thought is worth an upgrade. I haven't actually watched it yet. He's seen it on Blu-ray and told me the picture quality is absolutely exceptional. But yeah, I was just really grateful to own this because, like I said, it is one of my top 10 favorite films of all time. And yeah, I don't know why they never released it over here on Blu-ray. Like, what the hell? He also sent me a couple of movies that, yeah, he just, I don't know, wanted to send me. We've got Ricky-O, the story of Ricky, which I don't know too much about. He gives me the impression that it's a movie that's kind of one of those movies that's so bad it's good, although from what I've read about it, apparently it's not that bad. So I don't know what to expect, but yeah, looking forward to checking it out. I always like his recommendations, so I'll give it a watch. And as far as DVDs go, he sent me Father's Day with Robin Williams and Billy Crystal. I had never seen this film before. It was just one of those ones that I never got around to, and it's a personal favorite of his, so yeah, he wanted to see what I thought of it, and yeah, I dug it. It was such a 90s kind of a film, just in terms of everything, like, you know, the fashions, the music in the film, everything about it was so 90s, and being that that's my favorite decade of cinema, yeah, I didn't mind it. But I've also been collecting lots and lots of 3D Blu-rays because I can watch them now. Alright, so let's go through this little pile here, starting with a movie that you're probably not really that surprised if you've been following my channel that I would have picked this up on day one, and that is Ready Player One 3D. Yeah, look, I was so keen to pick this up that I went to the store the day it was being released. They hadn't put it on the shelves yet, and I came back later that afternoon, and they still hadn't put it on the shelves, but it was in boxes, and I was like, oh, I need one. So yeah, they let me have one. I was so happy, and my God, it's one of those movies that it needs to be seen in 3D. I'm serious. Like, yeah, it's incredible. And this disc, I gotta say, has like 2 hours of special features on it. They're amazing. It's almost worth getting it just for the special features alone. There is some incredible stuff on there. And I know a lot went into the making of the film, but I didn't quite know the extent of exactly how much effort they put into this thing. So yeah, it's a really good purchase. If you're interested, definitely grab this one. Next up, we have got Tron Legacy, which, look, I know the film has flaws, but this was a really solid 3D film. And it's one of those movies that I just loved it because, remember when Avatar came out and a lot of people were saying they loved that film so much because they loved being in that world. And I had the same with this film. I mean, that whole blue neon sort of permanent nighttime thing where hot girls wear tight lycra and Olivia Wilde looking like she did. But I digress. Yeah, so anyway, I had to pick that up. And on a side note, I actually watched it the other night. I've got a set of Philips Hue lights in my living room area, which change colors to, you know, you can set an app to change the colors. So I actually got to watch this surrounded by blue light, and Oh man, it was amazing. Next up, okay, so yeah, this was the movie that I accidentally, when I took Mad Max Fury Road back, I accidentally bought this one, even though I just ordered it in the mail, and so it turned up, and I was like, oh great, now I got 2 copies. And that was Underworld Awakening. Yeah, look, I'm a pretty casual fan of the Underworld series. They're these movies that, when I'm watching them, I enjoy them, but then I automatically, like, pretty much as soon as the movie's finished, I forget them. Like, there is so much of the Underworld movies that I've forgotten. But this one, it turns out, was the only one I didn't have out of the 4. I don't know why I had 1, 2, and 4, and I didn't have this one. But anyway, so I thought, well, why not? I'll get it on 3D, because 3D! Oh, yes. Then I also had to get Predator in 3D. It's 3D Arnold. It's like he's coming at you through the screen. That doesn't sound right. Yeah, anyway, look, I got Predator. I haven't seen all of it yet. I just watched the beginning because I was really curious as to how it looked. It's not great. They didn't really do, really extensive work on the 3D conversion, but I don't know, just give me another dimension and you put Arnold in it, and I'm happy. The next one I picked up was Wonder Woman 3D, because I did get Wonder Woman when it came out, but I got this really nice Steelbook version, which was only in 2D, and so, yeah, that was a movie that I thought looked really good in 3D, so, yeah, I got this to go with the Steelbook, I guess. Yeah, Top Gun! I feel the need for threed. Get it? Threed. Threed. Yeah, anyway, Top Gun 3D. Again, I've just watched the beginning of it, just curious to see how it looked. And I think with this one, the 3D serves it well. In the wide shots where, you got these aerial shots with the planes flying along, it really gives you a sense of space. And yeah, it actually looked really good. So I'm keen to see the rest of it. The only problem is I just watched Top Gun not long ago, so I don't really want to sort of jump into it again straight away. So yeah, I'll watch the rest of it down the track. And another one that I was kind of curious about was Titanic, because they spent $18 million on the 3D conversion with this film. And my God, that was $18 million well spent. This movie looks fantastic in 3D. There were some shots that I honestly thought they shot with 3D cameras. It looked so good. Particularly shots where they're looking over the side of the ship and you just got that whole sense of depth. Yeah, it looked really good. And yeah, look, I like the film. It's Titanic. You gotta love Titanic. All right, well, you don't have to love Titanic. I mean, I know there are people who don't like it, but I do. All right, we got 2 more to go. Well, actually, I got this at the same time as I got Titanic. Why not just buy all of James Cameron's movies? I got Avatar because this movie is synonymous with 3D, really, isn't it? And yeah, you kind of have to own it in your 3D collection. It's imperative. And even though I do have like a really sweet version, like the normal version up there somewhere in like a nice slipcase and everything, yeah, well, this is another one that now I own this one as well. But as far as I'm concerned, I have saved the best till last. Now, this is a movie that not many people have even heard of it, and that pains me because when I first saw this movie, I watched it 3 times in the first week. To me, it is a masterpiece, and I'm definitely going to do a more in-depth review on it because more people need to know about this film. And I am, of course, talking about Through the Never, which is part Metallica concert, part really weird narrative. This film was directed by Nimrod Antal, who did Predators. And yeah, look, if you're a Metallica fan and you haven't seen this film, I implore you to check it out any way you can. Just get online and buy it. Like, however, you're not going to be disappointed in it. It's part, like I said, it's part Metallica concert, which was really spectacularly filmed, and part really weird story where you've got Dane DeHaan as this roadie for Metallica, and he's sent on this quest to go and retrieve something in the middle of town, and on his way, like, just all this weird stuff happens throughout, and it's like watching a nightmare unfold. It's so surreal and borderline sort of art house that you just kind of feel like you've been through a nightmare. But the film was actually shot on 3D cameras, which was why I was really keen to check it out, because when you got something that's actually filmed with 3D cameras, obviously, you know, it looks a hell of a lot better. And I watched about the first half of it today with my buddy Justin, and man, we were blown away with what we saw. It is stunning to watch. To be honest, actually, it was more so the concert stuff that blew our minds as opposed to the story element. The concert stuff just looks amazing when you got, you know, like Lars's drums in the foreground and, you know, like James in the background or whatever. Like the sense of depth was so predominant. And funny story, on a side note, so I ordered this really sweet steelbook version, which, yeah, is just gorgeous. Because a while back when I first saw the film, I did buy it on Blu-ray. Let me just grab that for you. Yeah, so I had bought it on Blu-ray previously, I'm guessing from the UK, because this is a UK version. And I'd seen it in 2D and loved it, but just couldn't wait to watch it in 3D, because it was one of those things where you could just tell how awesome it was going to look. So I ordered the 3D version. Anyway, last night, I think it was, I came up here to have a look at the cover for the normal version, and I was like, this feels weird. It's like there's 2 discs in here. Yeah, so I opened it up and had a look, and lo and behold, there's a 3D version in there. In my defense, nowhere on the cover does it say that this is a 3D version. You know, normally you've got like Blu-ray 3D and there's a 3D logo on the side and everything. This one doesn't say anywhere that it's 3D. But look, at the end of the day, I don't mind, because I got this really awesome steelbook version, which I just love. So yeah, that's probably enough about me gushing about this movie. Like I said, I will do a proper review on it. But yeah, if you haven't seen it and it's something that might interest you, definitely check it out. And there was one more that it hasn't actually arrived yet, so I can't show it to you, but I did get Edge of Tomorrow in 3D because I really love that movie. It's such an amazing film, and yeah, I just thought that would really translate well to 3D as well. So that'll be arriving soon. I will include it in this lot though, because, well, you know, I mean, I bought it and it's coming. I did actually also buy Pixar's Coco as well, because that was never released in 3D in Australia, but I then got sent a message on eBay saying that it was broken or damaged or something, and so they gave me a refund. I was really disappointed about that because it's very expensive. Anyway, that brings us to the conclusion of all the stuff I've been buying over the last couple of months. So there you go. So yeah, over to you guys. Like, you know, what do you think of my choices? Or do I really want to know? Let me know if any of these movies are some of your all-time favorites, and let me know what you think of the whole 3D thing, because yeah, it sort of baffles me as to why it never really caught on here in Australia. In the meantime, stay tuned. Coming up, of course, I've got more movie reviews. Probably not too many more, actually. Like, there's not a lot of great movies coming out left for this year. And also, check out a video that I just recently did about a really cool artist that I met on Twitter who does the most incredible work, and I really want to promote her stuff. So I'll put a link to that video at the end of this one. In the meantime, fire away, drop me some comments, let me know what you thought of all these movies that I've been showing you, because I like to talk about movies and I would love to talk about movies with you. Catch you next time.
Click subscribe to stay up to date with all the latest movie reviews. Skynet will be taking over any day now, so what have you got to lose? Nyah.